Good morning, everyone. It looks like it might be kind of a drizzly day here in Greensboro, North Carolina. Just wanted to come to you quick before I caught my ride to get to the airport. I've got a travel day ahead of me today. One of the tips that I like to give you, though, is anytime I travel, whether it be by car or plane, especially by plane, I like to bring my little blue treatment ball with me. And it's soft and squishy, but it's firm enough to, put pressure into places where I need it. The reason why I bring this is, if any of you have ever ridden on a plane, you know what it's like. And if you're in the window seat, you're crunched over like this, right? If you're in the aisle seat, you're crunched over like this, and you're constantly getting bumped by everybody going to the bathroom, or you're scrunching up like this as a stewardess is coming by. And we know the absolute worst place to be is sandwiched in the middle, right? Because we can't move. We've got a person on both sides of us. So either your shoulders are up and forward the whole time, or you're scrunched back the whole time, but you are literally just compressed into a spot for a long period of time. I mean, it's very hard on your shoulders and neck. That's where most people are going to feel it, and then it'll travel, further up or further down in their back as well. So that's the reason why I bring this ball with me. I prefer to sit in an aisle versus or a window, and instead of the middle. If I can avoid the middle, that's what I'm going to do. But on the larger flights, you don't really have a lot of choice. And sometimes even if you pick one or another, by the time you check in, you don't always get the spot you wanted just because of delays and having to get more people on a plane, things like that. And whoever checked in first, they'll hold your seat for so long, that kind of thing. So anyway, what I do is I take this ball, and I know if some of you saw my videos earlier, how to, dance like Baloo and put a ball in your back and your shoulders. Same kind of deal, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to stay in the camera here, is I just put the ball in my back here, and I lean back in my seat. That's what I do. And I just let it sit there. And then if I need to move it, I just adjust. I bring it up or I bring it down wherever I need it to be while I'm on the plane. Now, do I get a lot of looks? You bet I do. Do I care? Not a bit. If I had a little kid with me, it probably would make more sense. But if anybody's ever used a tennis ball or something like that, or lacrosse balls in their back or shoulders or tight spots, a lot of athletes do that. They know what I'm doing. But, so I do sometimes get some funny looks from people, around me as I'm, adjusting my ball, putting it in place while I'm sitting in a plane, something like that. But I don't care. I mean, it's doing me a good favor. And actually what it does is it actually keeps me sitting further upright as well. So, if you've got somebody who is, hogging up the arm rests in the chairs, and you have to be forward, the ball actually keeps you more vertical and upright from a better posture anyway. So those are a couple reasons why I bring a ball with me when I travel. Because, when patients come in and they've gone on a trip, that tends to be when things flare up for them. Their neck is sore, their back is sore, and they don't know why. Well, I know why, because they're being compressed and they can't move around. So, bring a ball with you, put it in your back and shoulders, and move it around while you're on the flight. Get up and move if you can. If you can get up and take a walk to the restroom, even if you don't really need to, just get up and go. You need to take care of yourself. And I do the same thing when I'm driving in a car. So if I'm driving long distance, I keep a ball in my car, and I know my husband thinks it's crazy to have a ball sitting on the seat every time he climbs in, but that's where I use it. I mean, it's like mindless way to work through some tight spots in your back. So I use it while I'm sitting in the car, long drives to see family, that kind of thing. I get a lot of good loosening of my neck and shoulders and low back with the use of the ball. So, and sometimes I sit on it too, but usually not in a plane. I might do that in a car. Get it down, towards my sacrum, just to kind of support that space. But on a plane, for sure, use this in your back. Maximize the time you have. You don't even have to think about it. You have it with you. It is allowed to go through airport security. I've never had anybody take it away from me. I did have one pop once, however. I had shoved it in a pocket, and by the time I pulled it out, I actually ripped off the little valve that you inflate it with. So, but anyway, it's not a problem to travel with. You can carry it on, or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, I actually take them with me and keep a couple in my suitcase. So if I have other spots that I need to work on in my body, then while I'm traveling, I at least have a space when I'm in my hotel room and that I can do some stretches. So anyway, travel tip for me today is take a ball with you when you're on a plane, because you're going to be tightening up some muscles in your back and your neck going this way, scrunching up this way, and when you're in your back and your neck going this way. So it's a good thing to do to work out those kinks and minimize some of the aching that you have from your travel. Have a good day. I'm going to catch my flight.